Let's take a look at this mock free agency in a trade. This is from Brad Ward from the Orange and Brown report. Has the Browns trading Wyatt Teller for a third-round pick and then flipping that third-round pick to the Jets to acquire Elijah Moore, a speedy, twitchy wide receiver who really didn't get on the field as much as he would have liked to for the Jets. Let's welcome in Brad Ward from the Orange and Brown Report, as well as the All Eyes on Cleveland podcast. Brad, I think Elijah Moore would fit very well with Deshaun Watson. Just kind of the thought process in creating that trade scenario.
Yeah, a lot of people push back against that Wyatt Teller trade idea. So, but it's an interesting thought, right? So he did not play very well this year, or he underperformed his contract, to put it kindly, right? If you look at his grades the last 3 years, he went from 92.9 in 2020 to 84.9 in 21 to 70.3 last year. And really in the second half of last year, really when the calf injury started to really bother him, he was like a league average player. So my concern is that you go forward and he still struggles, and then now everybody in the league knows who he really is, and you don't get anything for him. Whereas right now you can kind of draw a line in the sand and say, oh, the calf injury, he's still an excellent player, and maybe you can get a third-round pick for him. You may not be able to at this point because people have seen the tape, but by trading him, Dave, you get off of $12.5 million. You're dealing from a position of strength, and I think you kind of want to lean into I don't want to give up any draft capital they have for this year. So if you can get a third for him and flip it for a wide receiver like an Elijah Moore, whoever else is on the market, I would prefer a speed guy, which is why I said Moore. I think it makes a lot of sense because you're saving some money there, and you're leaning into Bill Callahan, who gives you an edge on the offensive line, right? He gives you an ability to, bring in a Froholt who in 4 games performed very similarly to what Wyatt Teller did last year in 4 starts at right guard.
Yeah, I understand it completely, and at some point in time, you will have, if you pick up the 5th-year option on Jedrick Wills, you'll have 4 offensive linemen making over $10 million. It's not a sustainable model. You want a strong offensive line. You want an offensive line that's above average. It doesn't have to be, top 2 or 3.